Hey guys, it's been a minute. Welcome back to yet another video on tinnitus. Now, I'm not going to be talking about specifically how to silence tinnitus because that's in all of my other videos. When I say tinnitus, again, I mean, you've heard it before: tinnitus, hyperacusis, pulsatile tinnitus, vertigo, Meniere's disease, and even hearing loss and visual snowing. Usually hearing loss really isn't even actual hearing loss. It's just you get interference from your tinnitus. But if it is real hearing loss, which does of course exist, there's different types of hearing loss. There's two different types, but if you do have actual hearing loss, you can also get rid of that following my advice. You really can. I've seen it many times before. Doesn't matter how you got it. And remember, if you have hyperacusis or pulsatile tinnitus or vertigo, Meniere's disease, cracking, popping, wishing, whirring, churring, roaring, screeching, humming, but it's fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You can get rid of it. It's the same process to get rid of tinnitus as it is hyperacusis. The same process to get rid of vertigo as it is pulsatile tinnitus. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. And I got a couple of stories today, and then I'm going to read you a chapter from the book that I'm writing at the moment. It's taken about 2 years, so it's got some serious stuff in here. Two stories. So one of the stories is, I stay in pretty good contact with the people whose symptoms I silence because, they like what I have to say, and obviously they greatly appreciate what I've done for them. I get lots of gifts. Sometimes I get a lot of money. People just give me money. Sometimes I get clothes. I get salts. I get lovely written cards. Sometimes people just send me a message and say thank you so much, and that's fantastic. But one person in particular who I stay in contact with is a very lovely man. He was telling me, he messaged me yesterday, hadn't spoken to him for about a month, and he goes, Liam, I met this guy last night at this party, and this guy was about to, tomorrow, so this would have been today, he was about to go and see a doctor and pay $10,000 in order for this doctor to teach him how to live with tinnitus. That is, I think we can all agree that's not a good way to spend your money. I don't know what that doctor is thinking. I have no idea what the doctor actually is in his course criteria. And I don't know how it manages to warrant a $10,000 sticker price, but that is crazy amounts of money, US currency too. Anyway, my friend intercepted this and said, you know what, this guy called Liam silenced my tinnitus, this guy's saying, and maybe he can help you too. So he cancelled the appointment with his doctor, took the initiative to do that, put his trust in me, and I'll let you know how that goes. So it just goes to show, and I've had people who, I deal with people who, I deal with celebrities who are musicians, who are news anchors, who are, you can turn on Netflix now, and I guarantee you a couple of the people that I've helped will pop up on Netflix. That's the level of people we're talking about here. Seriously. News anchors, politicians from all over the world, from America to India, you like people who run states. Crazy amount of shit. Why is it that these people come to little old Liam, 29-year-old, no medical qualifications, swears like a Marine, whatever, however the expression goes? It's because this is the only game in town. Because everything else is just an earpiece, or it's habituation, or it's laser therapy. I'm talking to so many people, and they're just realizing how much fucking money they've had taken from them. And it's very upsetting to see. I can't imagine how they feel. I'm getting like secondhand pain from it. It's unbelievable. It'd be like having like period cramps for the rest of your fucking life, knowing you spent $100,000 on something that was a scam. This is why these people don't offer refunds. I'm getting off track. Anyway, so I'm speaking to two guys at the moment that are both from the Netherlands. One of them has actually been on TV in the Netherlands. And speaking about, I think he spent tens of thousands of dollars. He went to Korea, I think, and all these different other countries, and spent tens of thousands of dollars on all this money. And of course it didn't work, because you can't tackle tinnitus with one thing. I've had a friend of mine who I love send me it's like a bracelet thing, and you strap it onto your wrist, and it's supposed to fix tinnitus. Joke, absolute joke. It never works, because how is it supposed to fix your mold and fix all these things in your body and fix it? You know what? I'll read this. I'll read this chapter. I'll read part of it. The chapter is called "Does Science Equal Silence?" Well, I could have just said no and said next chapter, but we'll read it anyway. Okay, you ready? Surely the best way to test and control for the result of silence is to test on yourself. How else can you know what you're thinking, doing, eating, how much you're exercising, fasting, the supplements you're on? This is still being edited, by the way, just so you know. Stop looking at studies, especially if you don't know how to read them, because all you're reading is an interpretation of the data. So stop for a second here. Do you know what I mean when I say that? What I mean is, when you read a study, most people just read the abstract of the study, and most of the time, the abstract is a lie. It's actually a lie. Or it's a cross-species study where they do a test on mice and fucking shit themselves and go, look, we managed to get results in the mice. First of all, you didn't. That's a lie too. And if something works on an animal, it doesn't mean it's going to work on a human. We're completely different species. Ridiculous. It's like when that guy, this is my favorite thing of all time. It's like when that gentleman, Patrick Babuiman from The Game Changer, said, if you want to be as big as an ox, eat like an ox. Yeah, you fucking eat raw grass and tell me how big you get. Ridiculous. Most tinnitus studies are garbage. Truly, please, my dear reader, you must understand, studies are funded by people who only funded them because they intend to see a direct or indirect return on investment, either immediately or years down the line. Statins. Why is this an issue? Why is this an issue at all? It's an issue because the study's results will be twisted to show favorable results that the study's investors desire. Are you keeping up? For example, would a pharmaceutical company prefer that a study shows their new tinnitus product works or doesn't work? Especially after investing $5 million and 2 years worth of time to conduct it. Usually they invest much more money than that. The answer is obvious. Information is falsified. Information in studies is twisted, exaggerated, said twisted twice, and even falsified. It really is. People get fined and arrested for this all the fucking time. More than people realize. Hold on. Do you guys realize that when a pharmaceutical company has a product and they want to sell the product, whether it's tinnitus, fat loss, pregnancy, whatever, painkiller, they want to sell the product. And they realize if they release this product, they're going to get sued by people or fined by the FTC if it's America. They do a cost-benefit analysis and go, we're going to make $5 billion, but we're going to get fined $800 million. Let's do it. These meetings take place. Stop fucking trusting pharmaceutical companies with anything. Anything. Consider the research on the lie that saturated fat causes heart disease. It doesn't. That was an absolute lie that's resulted in millions of people dying after choosing carbohydrates over meat. When I get messages from someone asking me about some new tinnitus drug trial or product, what I see is someone making excuses, not all the time, but most of the time, making excuses in order to not take the action they know they should. Why would I fast when I could just wait 2 months for this new tinnitus supplement to come out? Fucking lazy. After all, any person on the planet would rather take a pill than have to change their lifestyle, myself included. I'd do it if I could, but it's not, we're not in Narnia. We're in the real fucking world here. But the world of medicine does not work like that, and it never has. Even in the world of supplements, when someone says to me something on the lines of, Liam, what do you think of CoQ10? I'm sure we all heard that shit. I say in response, how much of my advice have you applied, and for how long? They have usually done nothing and are looking for an easy way to silence. I'm truly sorry to tell you that the easy route does not exist. Now, I'm not against these supplements, but if you're going to take them, then you should also change your daily habits too. Otherwise, it's a waste of money and time. It is. When it comes to scientific studies, extrapolation, reductionism, inferences are all somewhat open to interpretation and are usually skewed in order to favor the products of the company that funded the study. What I just said here is that when a company has a product that allegedly solves a problem in their marketplace, they pay millions, usually a lot more, and they bribe and blackmail people too. This shit happens, guys, to scientists to prove that it does solve a problem. They might do several studies until they find, I gotta spell check this, until they find the right angle that legally allows them to say their product solves the issue they claim it solves, even if it does not actually solve the problem. Long term, better compared to any other products, or safely. Okay, I'll just finish off this last paragraph here. This type of research goes for drugs, food, widgets, and more. The point that I'm trying to hammer home in this chapter is that waiting for a major scientific breakthrough to happen in order for you to silence your tinnitus means you will be waiting forever. The breakthroughs are already here, and they have been here for millions of years. The truth is this: your body is the answer to silence. You just have to learn how to drive it properly. when it comes to a new tinnitus drug arriving on the market, how would a pill taken orally remove mold from your home, root canals from your mouth, toxic people from your life, make you get more sun and stop eating poison? That is literally an impossibility. So please, heed my warning. There will never be a tinnitus drug that arrives on the market that works anywhere near as well or at all as this course, and that is a fact. Now, let's talk specifically about some specific drug trials, and we'll end it there. I think, so smooth. I think my camera's about to run out, so that's it. Tinnitus is not for life, and have a great fucking day.